What's going on, guys? This is Retrofist here, and today we're doing a tier list on best ways to Heightmax. So if you're short, you should watch this video. And we're going to be ranking these from genuine height change all the way down to doesn't do anything. Okay, so first off we have MK67. Okay, so MK67, it does not increase height after your growth plates close, but basically what it does is it makes you more hungry when you're like a child, which is optimal for growing. So it doesn't make you taller after puberty, but if you're still growing and you're under eating, it can indirectly support growth by increasing your GH and appetite. So I'm gonna put this in very small because it does something, but it indirectly fixes your height. But if your growth plates are closed, then it's not gonna do anything. Next up we have fashion. Okay, so with fashion, ideally you want to wear your pants a little bit taller. So if your shirt is hanging over your pants, you're doing it all wrong. And if you have your shirt over your pants, you're going to look a little bit shorter. I'm going to put up a photo right here. But yes, ideally with this, you'll give the illusion that you're taller. So I'm going to put this in mostly placebo. It's something important to consider, but at the same time, if you're wearing pants very like low in proportion to your waist, then what's going to happen is you're going to give off the illusion that you're a lot more shorter than what you actually are. Next up is stretching. So I think stretching is like the most generic AP maxing thing, but if your growth plates are closed, it probably does almost nothing. It may temporarily improve your posture. It basically temporarily fixes your posture for a little bit. I'm going to put this in mostly placebo. Next up, we have human growth hormones. Okay, so human growth hormones, so it's literally in the name, but it basically helps you when your growth plates are only open, just like MK67. However, the difference with this and MK67 is that basically it helps stimulate your growth plates. So some doctors, they'll prescribe it to children with like growth deficiencies. This is slightly better than MK67. Then again, if your growth plates are closed, it's not gonna work. Next up is hanging exercises. Okay, so I think hanging exercises, the results you will see from hanging is mostly temporary, but basically what it's going to do is it's going to temporarily fix your posture, and that's really about it. I'm going to put this in mostly placebo. Next up is fixing your posture. Okay, this might be a hot take, but I think fixing your posture is like, it's kind of overhyped. At best, you're getting like 0.1, 0.2, 0.3 inches. Nobody is going to notice if you fix your posture. I'm going to put this in very small. I do think it's something important to consider. If we're talking about fixing height, making you taller, it's probably not going to do that much. Next up is wearing boots. Okay, so with boots, some boots give you a lot of height. This is going to go into our next topic, but yes, wearing boots, this will give you a lot of height. I do think you do got to take into consideration, like, obviously if it's the summer, you know, boots are not gonna look very good, but if it's like the winter or even like the fall, I think boots are a very good thing to consider wearing. Next up is height insoles. This is probably your best bet, bro, your bread and butter for this entire list. Wearing height insoles will literally give you like 2 inches if you use all of them. You can even get up to 3 inches if you know what you're doing. I do think with sneakers though, like it kind of caps out at 2 inches. After that, it's gonna look weird. But I'm gonna make a video on this, but I think there's a way to overshoot 2 inches, but it's usually just like a compromise to do that. So I think height insoles, like this is probably your best bet. Next up is having taller hair. If you can rock a hairstyle that has like a lot of height to it, I really think this is also something to consider. But at the same time, like not everybody has a taller hairstyle that'll work well with them. Like for me, right, like I don't have a tall hairstyle because this hairstyle is already doing something else for my face. It's not serving a purpose to make me taller, so I can't really do this. But I'm gonna put this in very small. It gives just like this little impression. Next up is eating fish. So if you're a child and your diet is mostly like not optimal, I really think eating fish is mostly beneficial. beneficial. This will give you a couple inches if you're like a child. Actually, I'm gonna put this in very small, temporary, like at the very top of this. But yes, if your growth plates aren't closed, you should definitely be eating fish. I personally didn't even like fish as a child, so I'm a victim of not doing this, but it's whatever. Next up is limb lengthening surgery. So if you don't know what limb lengthening surgery is, it's basically where they put like metal rods into your knees basically, and then it's usually like a 1 year recovery process. In my opinion, I don't condone this. I mean, do whatever the fuck you want to, I really don't give a fuck, but I really don't condone doing limb lengthening surgery, at least right now. Like, I think right now it's not viable to do this, but I mean, it is gonna genuinely give you height change. However, I just wouldn't, do this at all, so I can't put this anywhere lower. But next up is inversion table. Inversion table, just like with hanging, all it does is it temporarily decompresses your spine. I'm gonna put this in mostly placebo, barely doesn't do anything. Next up is drinking milk. So if you're a child, it's very important that you're drinking milk or raw milk. It really doesn't matter. If you drink milk as a child, you're making sure that you don't lose height that you should be getting. So I'm going to put this in gives you a couple of inches. If you're a child, it's very actually, this is going to go like kind of right next to eating fish. These two things. Next up is swimming. So swimming basically just decompresses your spine temporarily. I think out of all these three though, this does like damn near the least, so I'm gonna put this in doesn't do anything. If you notice that swimmers are taller, it's because they're already tall before they start swimming. Next up is losing weight. Okay, so losing weight is definitely beneficial because, well, for one, you're not holding on to all of that weight basically, so you're able to have a more like straight posture. And for two, I think slimmer people just tend to look taller, so I'm gonna put this in gives you a couple of inches. Next up is sleeping. If your growth plates aren't closed, bro, like you should definitely be sleeping like about 9 to 10 hours. If you are sleeping 9 to 10 hours, that is your body trying to recover basically, and the less you sleep, the less your body is gonna have to put in work with you growing and everything. I'm gonna put sleeping in genuine height change if you're a child. And then lastly, we have genetics. I'm gonna keep it 100 with you, bro. Genetics basically set the ceiling of how tall you can be. However, if you apply like all of these methods at birth, then you're gonna basically meet that ceiling, right? Like if you're 5'8", chances are your genetic ceiling might have been like 5'11" at one point, maybe 6 foot. So if you do all of these things as a child, then you will tend to be closer to the top basically. But yes, that is my tier list on best ways to height max. Make sure y'all comment, like, and subscribe. I'm gonna see y'all in the next video, bro. Peace.